Hi, and welcome to Moonbeam Connections. I'm Jackie Lee. Today on Shift Happens, Life in Transition, we're going to look at what opportunities are opening up. So if you've been looking for opportunities, or maybe you're not even looking for opportunities at all, but something's coming your way. So let's see at what opportunities are coming your way. What doors are opening up for you? What windows are opening up for you? So let me see. So what opportunities are coming forward for you? And we do have a couple that flipped. I won't take those ones, but we can note them if I can find them. I thought they were further. Oh, I know I saw them, but I'm not making it up. Oh, there we go. Ooh, Judgment and Nine of Cups. Okay. Oh, that's the two that flipped within the deck. They did not come out. And ooh, Reverse the Emperor. All right, so this is about domination, being rigid, having control issues, being domineering, not having discipline, stubborn, reckless. So that could be the door that's opening up. Something that's rigid, something that's stubborn, something that's reckless. Let's get some clarifiers and try and understand this a little more. So what opportunities are opening up for you? Maybe something that you normally wouldn't have gone for, or something that, wow. Okay. So clarifying, it's a new beginning. So that's what wow. Okay, so new beginning, new possibilities, freedom, adventure. You're going forward, just, not even thinking about it. We'll just see where we go. So that's a clarifier. Let's get one more clarifier, please. So the opportunities, not when I flipped over. Okay, and having financial wealth, security, having stable family, having like this, so that the 10 of Pentacles is like sort of like legacy, family, wealth. So it's like having enough money that I can retire and be comfortable, but I'm also going to pass money down to the next generation, setting up this sort of legacy, but that's not the word I'm thinking of, but where the next generation is better, right? The next generation doesn't have to worry about how they're going to pay for their education or how they're going to eat, even, because I've set this solid foundation, and now I'm able to give and to share a little bit of what I've built. And so we have this reversed Emperor as what's opening up for you, and that's like domination and rigidity, but it's like a new beginning, spontaneous beginning is a clarifier, with also the wealth building and the kind of having achieved it. So what I'd say with this is what's opening up is the dominating rigidity of things. So if you're very structured in your life, if you're very controlled in your life, if you're very, things are done this way, or you must be proper at all moments, and or whatever it is, we must follow the rules all the time, whatever your sort of thing is, it's like that's actually sort of closing down even, right? But you're opening that up to be more flexible, to be more carefree, in order to build this solid foundation for you and your family. So it's these opportunities. So, and this even probably tells me that it's likely even like a financial opportunity. So we're opening up the window and getting rid of this having to be in control of absolutely everything. So if you're somebody you've planned out your whole career, it's going to go this, and then it's going to go this, and then we're going to do this, and I'm going to get promoted over here, and then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to transfer over here. And if you have that all planned out, what this is saying is the opportunity is to stop that. This is a step, then this is a step, then this is a step, and this is how we're doing, and we're not diverting because we're trying to get to this goal, and if I divert, we're not going to get to that goal. This is your opportunity to get out of that controlling behavior, to get out of that mindset of it has to be done this way, or it can't be done any way at all, or it's not going to work, right? It can even be something like, I have to have the biggest house so that everybody can see I have the biggest house, and I've made it, so I'm going to have the biggest house, but now the opportunity is opening up that you're going to actually have a smaller house. There, say there's a neighborhood and you've got your eyes set on this neighborhood, but you want the biggest house on the neighborhood and that's what you've been waiting for. But now this little house opens up that's in the same neighborhood. Well, that's your opportunity opening up, and it's your opportunity to just take this new beginning, go forward without putting all this extra thought into it. Just go with it. I want to be in this neighborhood, and so it means more to me that I get into the neighborhood before my kids start school. So I'm going to go into the new house, and what you're going to find is, or into the little house, and what you're going to find is because you went into that little house, you're now able to build this financial stability for you and your kids. Whereas if you had stayed in that mindset of, nope, I'm only getting the biggest house, I'm not going to move there until the biggest house goes up for sale, and then I'll go and buy it, and that's how this is going to work. And then all of a sudden you've lost the opportunity of the little house, and now you don't make it into the neighborhood by the time your kids start school. And then when you finally get into the neighborhood because you've got the big house, now you don't have any money to build this wealth because all your money's just being sunk into this house, so you don't have any extra money. And so this is about the opportunity of losing that your rigid structure on things. So, and I don't exactly even know what this will be. Obviously, it'll be different for everybody, but there's some rigid structures, some things that you're like, no, it has to be this way or no way. And this is your opportunity opening up to become more carefree, to take more steps into the unknown. Maybe it's a job opportunity that's opening up and you're like, oh, I never even thought about this. Like, I didn't even know this job existed, right? I'm surprised at how many things, when I was a kid, it was like you were a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer, or a construction worker, or a cop. Like there wasn't this wealth of jobs available to me, and all of a sudden you find out, oh my gosh, there's paleontologists, there's geologists, there's paramedics, there's whatever, there's all these different jobs. There's like distribution, right? People who manage distribution and manage supply chains and things like that, and those can be incredible jobs in terms of finances and having flexibility and different types of things. But if you don't know they exist, you may be stuck in this, nope, I have to be a doctor or a lawyer. So I'm going to go to school and be a doctor or a lawyer. My only two choices. And this is Spirit saying, no, windows opening up, doors are opening up. Don't be so rigid in what has to be or the steps you have to take because you can't get to where you want, right? Where we want to go is never just like this. It's always all over the place, right? So, and you may be missing an opportunity to get a skill you need that you actually do need for this, what you're trying to hit, but you don't realize you need this skill, or you thought you'd get the skill on this straight path, but you won't. You have to divert over here. And so this is your opportunity opening up to get out of your rigid, structured tyranny of it has to be this way or no way. Start being a little more carefree, seeing those possibilities, being spontaneous, trusting in the process, trusting that this can, get you to where you want to go, because that's going to help you build that strong family legacy foundation that I assume you're looking for right now. That, I'm carefree, and at the same time, I've done my practical needs, right? And right now, you might be in this mindset of, nope, I can't be carefree and have fun because then I won't be able to find the financial stability. Whereas this is saying, no, if you are more carefree, if you aren't so structured, you actually will find that stability. And again, if you go back to the house analogy, right? I'm going to be structured because I want the biggest house because that's financial success. And yet you're being too rigid in your ideas of what financial success is, or in your plans, right? Like you're too structured, and that if you actually go and get the smallest house, and then you'll see that there's new possibilities out there for you, and that is actually creating more financial stability for you. Or even if you think about it as a job where you're like, nope, I have to, go on this is my career path, and then now something's opening up for you that's like, oh, this is more fun over here. Yeah, maybe it doesn't have the financial top out, that the other structured plan has, but actually you'll be happier in it, and in the end you'll build more of that family legacy, family wealth, because you'll be able to work longer. You're not going to burn out. You're going to enjoy it more. Or maybe it looks right now that you're going to top out over here, whereas this one would have topped out over here, but actually, because you actually love this job, you do so well in it, you're inspired, you come up with new ideas, you bring this job up here. And in this one, you may have got up there, but it would have been slow, and you weren't going to enjoy it, and it wasn't going to be really what you wanted to do, but this was the path that you're rigidly on, whereas on this side, maybe you can enjoy things more and get to your Ten of Pentacles just in a slightly different way, right? Not in the way you were expecting to get there. And we are going to get you an oracle card right now about this message. So, let's recap. What opportunities are opening up for you? I think it's the opportunity to not be so structured in your life, not be so rigid, not be so in control. So that could even be like a partner who, you know, you're used to, I control the finances, I control this, I control that, I control this. And this is now like, oh, let's loosen the reins a bit. You know, there's two of us now. Let's diversify. You know, you be in charge of the finances. I'll be in charge of the, you know, household supplies, like insuring groceries and cleaning products and toilet paper and the whatever, you know, whatever it is. Or you'll be in control of ensuring whatever, that we have enough in our savings and that they're invested properly, right? We're putting money into our investments. You're going to monitor the investments, but I'm going to be in charge of paying the day-to-day, the month-to-month bills. So I'll make sure, you know, our day-to-day cash is all worked out and it's harmonious, and you're going to make sure that our investments are doing as much. Whoa. Sorry. I just had, oh my gosh, let's take it. Oh my gosh. So I don't know how that happened. Maybe from me pounding on the table, but sorry, I just had, I'll show you too. This was on top of this, on top of my shelf, and they both just came off for an unknown reason. Like, I don't even know. Like, it should have been sitting in the middle. They should not have fallen off. Like, that's what I don't understand. So this is well, you're going to take it though. This is the reverse Five of Wands. So the reverse Five of Wands is like avoidance. It can be finding resolution. So when it's upright, it's like conflict, challenges, competition, fighting against each other. So here it can be like avoiding those conflicts, finding resolutions to those conflicts, finding harmony. And so what I would say is, if what's opening up is to find more harmony, to find that resolution, right? Right now you have a partner and you're like, nope, this is the way we have to do it. We have to put 20%, every paycheck is going into the savings account, and we're only spending 10% on groceries, let's say, and we're going to put 25% on our mortgage, and maybe it's, no. Like that's causing conflict within your relationship, right? Because the other person is like, well, can't we just set aside 1 or 2% to have a little fun? Can't we, you know, do we have to put 20% away? Maybe we can put 10% away, or 10 or 15, and then we have 5 or 10% to play with, to get things we need or to have fun with, those sorts of things. And so this is the opportunity to start resolving these conflicts by not being so rigid, being a little bit more carefree, maybe diversifying the work. Wasn't I just saying that when this happened? Diversify. I'm sure that's what I was just talking about when this card fell. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe your way to find resolution, to find harmony within your life, within your relationships, whatever it is to stop being so domineering, stop being so controlling, and start diversifying. You're like, instead of I'm in control of all this, you're like, you know what? It's really important to me that I'm in control of our investments, because I'm an investment person, and I really understand that. So I will be in control of the investments, but I understand that we're a team, we're working together, and so you can be in control of our what do you call it? Our like spending cash, right? You're going to ensure the bills are paid, and then you're the one who's going to put away that fun money, right? Because I hope I'm explaining this right, but say we're taking 20%, we're putting in investments, I'm taking that 20%, I'm here, you have the other 80%, and it's not about having to be even, right? It's just about the diversification of it, and you're going to pay the monthly bills, the day-to-day bills, make sure you're going to pay, pay for the food, you're going to pay the lights, all that kind of stuff. And then once that's paid, you're going to be in charge of the sort of extra money that we have, the little fun money, and you're going to ensure that, okay, we want to go on a trip, so we're saving that up. Or every month, say we're saving out of that $300, let's say. And so you're in charge of that every month. Okay, you're making sure we have that $300 and we're using $100 each month to, go to a movie with our kids or do whatever we want to do that's fun, go out to eat. And then the other $200 we're saving up for our summer vacation, and that's how we're going to do the summer fun. And so just not being so rigid, not having to be in control of everything. This is where we're getting to. Not being so rigid, not having to be in control of everything, right, will help you reduce your conflicts, find resolution, find harmony, and get you more into the free-flowing spirit and the financial success, the financial foundation, the security. There we go. The security that you may want, that this being always in control of absolutely everything brings you that security. If I'm always in control, nothing can go wrong. I know what's happening. If there's nothing going to blindside me, I'm not going to, all of a sudden something's going to come out of left field because I'm in complete control. I know exactly what's going on. I don't have to worry about it ever. And let's loosen up the reins a little bit, because that complete control, having to be in charge of absolutely everything all the time, is causing some kind of conflict. So if you want this resolution and you want this harmony, we're going to have to ease up on the control we're trying to find, or we're trying to hold on to, because that's not really bringing peace and harmony into your life. It's actually just bringing this, what do you call it? The feeling, like a negative feeling, a tyrant. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Like this, like you're, it's no fun just being a tyrant all the time and having to be in control and having to make sure everybody's everything is done, right? It's nicer to, hey, I can loosen the reins here. And I'm not saying loosen the reins on everything. If there's something that's super important to you, you can keep that control, but allow others to take over other aspects that you're not as worried about. So maybe if it is finances, maybe you do all the finances, the investment, the pay the bills, that this is how much spending money we have. But then the other person is the one who's maybe going out and, buying the groceries, or, how can I explain this? Making the plans, right? They're using their time to, okay, you're dealing with the finances, and now you've told me we have $1,200 for summer vacation, and now I'm the one who goes out and I'm the one who finds the deals. Maybe that's who you are. So I go out and you go out, whatever, and I'm going to find, the discounts, the deals, where can we go and make our $1,200 stretch the most. So this person is the structured, or you, because you're domineering, the structured, controlled, making sure every cent goes to where it's supposed to go. But now that we have the money allotted, you're the one who gets to come up with, or the other person gets to come up with those creative solutions of figuring out, okay, we want to go camping and we want to do some water slides and go to a few museums. Okay, how can I arrange this so that we can do it all on the $1,200 budget? How can I arrange it so, the museums are cheap on Tuesdays. So we're going to, while we're away, we're going to hit this museum on Tuesday, and then we're going to, these water slides are cheaper after 5. So that's every day we're going to go to the water slides after 5. Instead of spending the whole day there, we'll do other things during the day. And at 5, we'll go there to sort of cool off from the heat of the day and have our showers and that sort of thing. You know what I mean? So take this advice and apply it to how it applies in your life. Okay? So it's a little different when you do general readings like this, because it's hard, because if you were right in front of me, you'd be able to say, oh man, this is exactly about my job, or this is exactly about the finances, or my partner and I have been fighting over, I always have to control where we go on vacation, or he always has to control this. And it's like, so you could tailor the reading a little bit more, is what I'm trying to say. So This is your opportunity. Release the domination. Release the rigid structures that you've applied. Look where you can. I'm not saying just, I mean, if you have a rigid structure, if I wake up at 4 a.m. because I have to leave my house by 5 a.m. to get to work, well, that structure needs to be there, right? That's something you can keep. But if it's, I wake up every day at 4 a.m. and I don't have to leave to work till 8, but I work out and then I clean the house and then I do this and then I do that. But by the time I get to work, I'm already pretty tired. And by the end of the day, I'm just completely burnt out. Well, maybe we have to rearrange things a little bit. Maybe you don't get up at 4 in the morning. Maybe you get up at 6 in the morning, you do your workout, but then your cleaning you do afterwards, or, whatever, or you do it together with your partner, or you structure your life the way is best for you. Okay, can we get a message, please, from this deck? Thank you. Oh, okay. Woo. Okay. So we got sacred union. So from the chalice of love, we pour forth nourishment and joy, filling each other's cups to the brim. So I would say like this conflict we're trying to find resolution or harmony to, that's where this comes in, okay? And it doesn't have to necessarily be a romantic partner. It can be, parent, sibling, friend, right? Just somebody you really love, you really care for. And so, what it's saying is, pour forth nourishment and joy. We're filling each other's cups. So ensure that you're not so dominant that you expect them only to fill your cup and you're not filling theirs. Or you're always filling their cup and they're never filling yours. Make sure there's some give and take. And so stop being so rigid maybe in your expectations of what this relationship is going to be. They need certain things. You need certain things, right? You can express what you need and ask them to help you fulfill that, but then understand that they're going to express what they need and you need to be willing to also help them fill up their cups. It can't just be that, nope, this is what I need, so it's going to be like this and we're not going to do it any other way. I wake up at 4 every morning, and so you're going to wake up at 4 every morning. Well, maybe that's not realistic. Maybe you wake up at 4 every morning and you do your thing, but they wake up when they wake up and they do their thing. So just make sure that you're looking at these relationships from wanting to bring joy and fulfillment and filling other people's cups, and also expecting that they want to bring you joy and fulfillment and fill up your cup, and that we are going to have to compromise and not be so rigid in what this is. And then diamond in the rough. So I polish the facets of my heart, revealing the strength and beauty within. All right. So we're going to polish our heart up. So maybe with your heart, you we're in these rigid structures of, nope, if you love me, you will do this because this is what I want. And so so only people, who really love me will do this. And if you won't do it, then you don't really love me. Well, it might be that they really, really do love you, but there's like 4 in the morning is just not a reasonable, rational thing for them, right? I love you, but I can't live the rest of my life getting up at 4 in the morning, right? That's a day-to-day thing. Day-to-day is different than the love I feel for you. I can very much feel love for you and very much hate getting up at 4 in the morning and be a miserable person by having to wake up at 4 in the morning. And now I'm making our relationship miserable. And so you don't end up in this, a happy ending because somebody is being forced to do what you want, rather than this equal give and take of, I understand you need some things and you understand that I need some things. And so we're polishing off our heart. So we're coming from love and we're understanding that we're both going to fill up, you and whoever else this person is, we're going to help fill up each other's cups, and we may have to polish our heart off a little bit. We may have to sort of take a look at our expectations and what we think love should be versus what it really is, right? You may have come from something that love should be, this person is always there for me, they always do what I want, because if they loved me, they would always do what I want, and realizing that no, they want things too, and they can't just live their life just for you because you love them. Are you just completely giving up your entire life to do exactly what they want at every moment and every time? No, you're not, because you have things going on in your life. They have things going on in their life. This is about coming together, helping each other, supporting each other where you can, but also understanding each person has their own individual needs and wants. And so we're adapting our way that love is, right? In another reading this week for long distance partners, there was a conversation, or me giving a speech about not necessarily living in the same home, or if you do live in the same home, maybe you have different bedrooms, right? And so different people have different things in their life. Some people, I have to sleep in the same bed as you, or I don't feel secure if you're not right there with me. And other people are like, no, I like to go to bed at night and just read and do my thing and not have to, like just have my own settle down alone time. And so just having these open communications and understanding that each person has their needs, and seeing where you can help fulfill their needs, and seeing, and sometimes it might be like, no, their need is just, I can't do that for the rest of my life. Like their need is me getting up at 4 a.m. No, like this isn't compatible, right? But if their need is, they just need to, not scream and yell, and just when I have an issue to come and talk to them, that's a need. Just come and talk to me. I don't know yelling and screaming. Well, that's reasonable, right? And so that's something you should be able to fulfill, that if I have an issue, I'm going to ensure that when I come to you, I just tell you, I've got this issue. I'm not going to be screaming and yelling, you're a horrible person. Why would you even do that? Because most people are not trying to hurt you. There are some people who are trying to hurt you, and obviously we're just going to cut them out. But most people are not trying to hurt you. Most people just, oh, I didn't realize that me leaving, my coffee cup without, dumping it and rinsing it out on the counter was driving you insane, because it's staining all our cups and you're having to soak things. And, but if you came to me calmly and said, hey, can you please just dump your coffee cup and give it a quick rinse so we don't have these disgusting coffee cups, they'd be like, oh yeah, I get it. And they may falter a bit. They have a habit. They just leave it. So now they have to break that habit. So little reminders, hey, can you just dump your coffee cup? Remember, look how gross it is. Now we have to soak it. I really hope this message helped you. I am a bit of a rambler, but this card, very interesting, came out. And I definitely think you should look at this as, we need to stop being so domineering, start being a little more carefree, and you will reach this like stability that you're looking for in material and in love, and you will resolve conflicts. You will find harmony. But we need to stop being so rigid in our thinking. Understand that our cup needs to be filled up, but so does the other person's. And understand that love doesn't just have to be one way, right? We can all love each other in different ways. We can all show our love in different ways. And as long as we are open, have open communication and understanding of why somebody wants something, why somebody doesn't want something, that will go a long way to bringing resolution, bringing harmony, bringing the peace that ultimately everybody's looking for. So I hope this message helped you today. I'm sending you peace, love, and happiness. Bye for now.